Professor of International Relations at Istanbul Aydin University, and he joins us live now from Istanbul. Thank you for being with us on the program, Professor. Now, Erdogan's trip has somewhat revealed a new layer of relations between Turkey and the Gulf countries. Just walk us through what being upgraded to a strategic level of relationship means.
I think we have to remember that in the 10 years time period, Turkey had already established such relationship with many other countries all around the globe. That was a much more fashionable before the Arab Spring era. Turkey had established high-level strategic relations with many countries, which suggested that high-level decision makers come together on a regular basis to talk about different aspects of bilateral relations, covering many different issues. And most of the time, those meetings used to be chaired by either prime minister or presidents. So that was a common practice in Turkish foreign policy, in particular before the Arab Spring. But we had a kind of temporary lull in this process over the last year. But nowadays, just because Turkey has been improving its relations again with many other countries in this particular region, in the Greater Middle Eastern region. So the next step should have been improving such relations with the United Arab Emirates and Qatar and Saudi Arabia, which means that Turkey pays too much importance to the quality of the relationship with those countries, which also suggests that Turkey and those countries with which we had signed strategic partnership agreements or high-level dialogues means that we approach issues from a similar or most of the time an identical perspective. This is something good, yes, in terms of
With
the
the
quality
UAE
of
alone, Turkey has signed 13 agreements that are worth $50 billion. Walk us through some of the main takeaways for you from Erdogan's trip overall.
Yeah, actually, as you have just pointed out in your report, boosting relations to the level of strategic partnership has been one dimension of it. But on the other hand, we have seen that the two countries had initial agreements covering bilateral cooperation in 13 different areas, including trade, industry, defense, tourism, infrastructure, healthcare, and etc., etc. This is something important. And we also know that Turkey has been going through a kind of economic crisis mood at home. So we need to have foreign direct investment to come to Turkey for investment purposes. And also we need to make sure that Turkish companies export their commodities and goods to many other markets all around the globe. So we also know that this relationship, this improving of ties between Turkey and these Gulf countries can also be approached from a geopolitical perspective, which suggests that in recent years, many of those countries have been trying to diversify their strategic relations with many other countries rather than extremely relying on the United States or Western partners. Those countries
that actually
have been
brings
going
me to my next question, because many deals on defense were made as well between Turkey and the Gulf countries. And we are seeing a shift here in global powers. How do you think the West views this renewed relationship that Erdogan has created between Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE?
I think the United States wouldn't feel that much troubled with the improving relations between Turkey and those countries, because after all, we also know that these two countries have somehow cordial relations with the United States, and they have very much established strategic relationship with the United States. The US used to be or has been this main security and economic partner of those countries in the region. But looking to the issue from an American perspective, everything would have been much more problematical if United Arab Emirates, Turkey, or other countries, traditional American allies in the region, had developed strategic security and economic relations with China or Russia, with the main countries of the so-called illiberal authoritarian axis. So neither Turkey nor United Arab Emirates should be considered as part of this axis. But we know that from an American perspective, this dynamic suggests that the countries in the region have come to the conclusion that we have to take the reins into our hands. We cannot rely on security, economic cooperation with extra regional countries. This is our own region. We are the ones who should come together to find solutions to our problems. So this suggests that the degree of regionalization maybe will increase in the months to come. This is something good for the countries in the region.
All right, Professor Tarik Oguzlu, it's always a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much for being with us here on TRT World.
My pleasure. Have a nice day.